Hey guys, Jason Benson here with LoveMoves.Us. How do you connect with your kids? How do you form that strong bond of attachment with them? Because forming a strong bond of attachment is essential for our children to feel safe and loved. Now, this typically happens beginning at birth, but if your child didn't come to you at birth, you have to work extra hard in this area. A few weeks ago, my kids were begging me to go out on the trampoline with them. Now, we just finished dinner. We needed to clean up, do the dishes, wipe down the table, and counter all that stuff. And that bought me some time because the last thing I want to do after filling my belly with a whole bunch of food is go jostle it around by jumping up and down. I may look young, but I'm not 16 anymore. I'm in my late 40s. Jumping on the trampoline with a full belly is not my idea of fun. In fact, it sounds downright nauseating. So my kids are asking me to jump on the trampoline with them, and I'm trying to avoid them, trying to avoid giving them an answer that I know they don't want to hear. I'm trying not to say no, but I'm also trying not to even answer the question. I tell them to go out on there and jump together, which bought me a whole 35 seconds. I mean, seriously, I think they went out there and jumped once, came back inside asking me to come out again. Now I've got to give them an answer, and I've stalled long enough. So what do I say? What do I do? Well, you'll find out right after this.
At Love Moves Us, we focus on serving and supporting families who foster or adopt because we want to see them flourish. We know that parenting is hard enough on its own, but parenting children who come from backgrounds of trauma or even a different biological family brings its own unique challenges. We're based out of the Chicagoland area, but we'll continue to host things online to serve as many families as possible, regardless of where you live. There are a few events coming up that we're really excited about. Chicago Area Families for Adoption is hosting their Parenting Through Adoption conference that happens only every couple of years. It's a virtual conference this year and will feature breakout sessions from social workers, therapists, clinicians, lawyers, and other experts that will help you in your parenting. Plus, we've been asked to be the keynote speakers, so we hope we'll see you online. We're also partnering with Orphan Myth beginning next week for a 2-week campaign to raise awareness on the myths associated with orphans around the world. The whole campaign is an effort to see 100% of children find a safe and loving family. You can join the Orphan Myth campaign by going to orphanmyth.org and selecting Love Moves Us as your partner organization. Then recruit a team of people to join you. The goal is to get 100% of people to give something to support the causes that are making the differences in lives of children around the world. We'll also be offering a 3-week course in April on trauma-informed connected parenting. Be on the lookout for more info on our website, in our app, and in your inbox soon. Now listen in as Jason shares some principles on how we can connect with our kids.
So I've stalled as long as I possibly can. I sent my kids out to jump on their own, and they came right back in asking me to jump with them. I have to give them an answer. It's cold. It's dark. I've just eaten. I have every excuse in the book. But here's your bonus principle for the day. Just say yes. Saying yes helps build a strong connection, a strong bond with your child. Say yes as much as humanly possible. Because if we're honest, a lot of the times we say no are really about us and have nothing to do with our kids. We just don't feel like it sometimes. And that's okay, but sometimes we need our words to go before our actions, which will change the course of how we feel. And I didn't feel like saying yes, but I did. I said yes and went out on the trampoline and jumped. And we played games and we laughed and we had lots of fun. We bumped into each other. One kid got hurt and cried, and then said child got hurt again and cried. So it wasn't perfect, but we had fun and I said yes. That's the second principle we need to understand. It doesn't have to be perfect. It likely won't be. So lower your expectations. You can still have fun even if your kids get hurt and cry. Now, that's not a reason to avoid the activity altogether. My kids would tell you that, she loves any time she can get me out on the trampoline. She still had fun even though she cried. We tackle each other, I double bounce her, we play games, we laugh, we have lots of fun. Honestly, I just don't do it enough. And one day, she won't ask me anymore. So say yes and lower your expectations. It won't be perfect. Now, we had to play some games, we'd laughed, we'd had fun, we could all go inside and I've done my duty for the day, right? Well, apparently not so for my daughter. She was now asking me to go fish. And again, I'm faced with the decision to say yes or no, and I'm trying really hard to say yes that night. There's no reason for me to say no, and I can make her night just by saying yes. So we played a game of Go Fish right before bed, and she loved it. So what does any of this have to do with connecting and building a strong attachment with my kids? Well, it's because it's play. Our kids need us to play with them. Playing with our kids is what builds a strong connection of trust, safety, and attachment. When we play, we have fun. And my guess is the fond memories you have of your childhood with an adult, I bet many of them involve time spent together and play. Playing's a wonderful way to teach as well. When my daughter got hurt on the trampoline, I could demonstrate for my son how to respond and care for somebody who's hurt. I could teach compassion, consoling, empathy, care. Listen, most of us are looking for ways to get our kids to obey and to listen to us. We're trying to figure out the best way to discipline our child. But I can tell you with absolute certainty that if you play with your kids, they will trust that you have their best interest in mind. It might not happen immediately, but over time, your investment of time and play will build that trust so that when you need something from them, they will understand that you love them and that they can trust you. So play with your kids. Connecting with our kids and forming that attachment looks different as our children grow older. Different ages will require different kinds of play. You don't have to get down on the floor and play peekaboo with a 13-year-old, but you might get on the floor and play Go Fish with a 6-year-old. You might play a board game or a card game with a 15-year-old. You might jump on a trampoline or throw a ball or play Barbies or Legos or hide and seek. But whatever you do, play. It will build a strong connection and bond of attachment that every child needs, no matter what age they came to you.
Hey, if you found this video helpful, please do me a favor and click like below and share in the comments section what you found most helpful. Then make sure you subscribe to our channel. All of that will help make sure more parents like you can find this video and you won't miss an episode.